What is up, guys? It's Midwest Raider coming at you with a quick update video on my Sonart PA tower speakers, which claim 2000 watts peak but are really about 200 watts RMS complete unit. I just wanted to add some updates that I did to them and also answer some questions that you guys had out there. It's just easier to make a video sometimes than, draw out long paragraphs of information. Plus, I like to keep it simple, and I think it's easier just to see it sometimes than anything else. So basically, I wanted to make the biggest update, guys, is that I moved the subwoofer from the bottom to the middle. Doing that really added sound to it, guys. Sound positioning in speakers and home audio is always very important, and I found that I got the best sound when I put the subwoofer in the middle. So I think that's the place that you guys should put it, but of course you should know when you do that, you're gonna have to do more cutting and splicing and that kind of thing. So make sure you get your positive and negatives correct and all that kind of stuff, because they are running in a parallel. Also in this video, I'm gonna show you more inside the speaker because I had some comments about that. And I also wanted to show you that I've really only added 2 speakers. I only added one subwoofer to this side and one subwoofer to this side, which is your powered and your passive. So only 2 speakers were added. I wouldn't really add any more speakers than that because you're really gonna add heat and wattage and all kinds of things. So I wouldn't really change them a lot because I really don't think that amplifier could take it. So I would only add the 2 speakers. Also, I'm gonna show you the levels that I run the speaker at, because I really thought it'd be good information so you know where I run it. Plus, I wanted to add that when I just run one speaker, I just run the powered unit itself, you really don't have any issues. It can really handle all that. So you could run it high volume, high bass, whatever you want to do, it'll handle it. But it's when you add it to the passive speaker and you're running 6 speakers, that's when you're going to find some heat, and you want to run it at certain levels so you don't get a lot of heat there. So I'll show you that. I'll show you inside the speaker, and then I'll talk about the bi-amped part of the speaker. Now, I really don't think it is truly bi-amped. The 6.5 inch speakers are all in a parallel, and then the tweeter or power horn, however you want to call it, is separate on a crossover. And I think that's where they're kind of thinking it's bi-amped, but it's not truly bi-amped. There's not 2 different amps in the speaker. It's just the tweeter power horn is crossover on its own. So I also wanted to add that now, with the added changes and the punchy bass that I get out of these speakers now, not only do I get highs, mids, now I get some bass. It actually made them a very, very good full range speaker, which I would actually use on their own for, a little gathering, for a little 10-person, 15-person party in my backyard, on my patio, in my garage. And you would definitely still have a little bit of bass there. So it's actually pretty cool. I did make them a little bit more universal, a little bit more full range, and that's what I was going for, guys. So I'm going to do a sound test at the end of the video. Please put some headphones on for that sound test, and you guys will definitely be able to hear that added bass. Before, they were very good speakers for just highs, mid-range, and a little bit of mid-bass, but not real true bass. And so I definitely have improved them. Like I said, I still would not recommend this. I would do this at your own risk, at your own skill level, but honestly, it does improve the sound and adds bass to these speakers. But like I said, I'm not responsible for anything that happens to your speakers if you guys start making changes to them. So just point that out there, guys. But let's jump in and let's look inside these speakers. So what's up, guys? So I got the speaker taken apart here. I got a light in there so you guys can see a little bit better. But of course, there's your this is the passive side of the speaker. So I know you guys are going to complain that you wanted to see the amp side of the speaker, but really all there is the actual amp, the components for like all the back of the sound board. And then there's a crossover just like that, same thing as in the other speaker. And then you guys kind of wanted to take a look at the power horn here. So the power horn, it would be really hard to get into there Yeah, I'll show you. I can't really show you guys. It'd be really hard to get in there and do anything into that power horn. So if you guys want to take the chance and try to get in there, but it would be super hard to get in there and take that out, because like I said, it is kind of built in. There's some screws, and you'd really have to do some, because this lip is really hard, and so I don't know how you would get this. You'd probably have to like literally like pry this apart to get into there. Like I said too, all these are ran in a parallel, so you are going to have to do some splicing and stuff to the wires. But like I said, they all are all marked positive and negative. If I get a quick chance, I will show you the other speaker as well real quick. But that's this one. And notice there is some insulation in here, which I'm surprised. The ports, but I am going to end up putting the subwoofer in the middle. So that's what they look like inside, guys. All right, guys, back again. This is the powered one. So like I said, you still got some insulation. There is your amp right there and the components to it. There is some components for the back of, your bass, volume, treble, stuff like that. That is also going to be a component top for your clip light and stuff like that. And then, like I said, you have the same crossover that I showed you. Same crossover that I showed you in the other one, right there, which is going to separate from your. Notice the red and white is the 6.5-inch speakers, and the other one is going to go to your power horn or your tweeter, which is up there, which I said would be kind of hard to get to, but that is up there. And then you got a 6.5, and they're all in parallel to the back. So once again, that's your amp and your components, and then your crossover. So everything is there, guys. Just like I said, as a quick look inside, let me put these back together again and then I'll show you my final thoughts and the sound test. All right, back again, guys. I wanted to show you my levels back here. So this is what I'm running right here. So I'm running the treble right here, because if you run it really high, then like I said, you get a little distortion. It's not that great. So I usually run it right in the middle. So nothing, but you notice I have my bass about right here. There's half. So like right in between, there's max, there's 75%. I think you could run it, in the middle between, 75 and you would be okay. You'd keep those amp levels low. So then here's my level. Look, I have my level almost maxed out on the actual source level. And then I have the volume level a little bit over 75%. And that amp's been staying pretty cool. So, like I said, you can see it right there where my levels are at. I haven't had any clip light or anything like that. Like I said, this amp doesn't get very hot. It gets warm, but it doesn't get hot, so that's good. And I got them all put together, guys. Passive one, and then the amped one. And they sound pretty good. I'm going to give you a quick sound test, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so final thoughts. I showed you the insides. I showed you what I did. I showed you that I moved the subwoofer to the middle where the ports are. It actually looks real good, and it sounds pretty good as well. Overall, I am happy with the update. Answer all my questions real quick. Yes, I only replaced one speaker within both units, so I wouldn't do more than that, guys, because that amp will get really hot. I did notice too, if you just ran one speaker, if you just ran the actual amped unit speaker without running the passive speaker, that amp, even at high volumes and other things, it doesn't get really hot because it's not powering that other speaker. So it gets warm, but it doesn't get hot. But when you connect it to the other speaker, then you're running more on that amp, and of course it's going to get a little hotter. But I noticed still at the volumes that I'm running, that I showed in the video, that you'll be pretty good even running both speakers. Okay, guys. So I did notice that the bi-amp thing. I think what they're talking about is that the 6.5s are all ran in parallel on their own, and then the tweeter or power horn is run separate on a crossover, and so maybe that's what they're thinking, the bi-amped. It's not truly bi-amped from what I saw, guys, but it is separate, completely separate, not connecting that parallel or anything like that through that crossover. So I think that's all the questions that I got asked, guys. Overall, guys, I really think that it did improve the sound. I'm quite impressed with it. They actually have very, very nice tones. I like the adjustment when I move the speaker as well. I think it, enhanced the sound a little bit. They sound very good. And I'm quite impressed. Like I said, they could actually, just for, maybe in the backyard or something, you just wanted to, throw one of these up and let it play. It actually has nice tones and everything. And it's pretty good. It actually added sub bass, got mid bass, highs, everything's there. And so it made it had a nice fuller range. Like I said, it's nothing spectacular. And if you were to do a gig, I still would add a powered subwoofer to the mix of everything. And then you still would have an overall really good sound. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I wanted to make this really fast. Didn't want to make it too long because it is just an update. And then I wanted to give you guys another quick sound test. So that's why I kind of got you farther away. I'm going to try to go back as far as I can with my lapel mic. It's not the best for sound test, but it's all I got right now. So that way you guys can kind of give it a listen. And it does have some nice tones to it. So let's do the quick sound test and then we'll get you out of here. Crazy, it's about to go crazy. It's about to go crazy. So guys, that's it. And I don't know if you heard the last part of that song, but I could honestly feel a little bit of bass coming from those speakers. And like I said, I got about probably 15 feet away. I was kind of back in my hallway here. And they sound really good. I'm actually pretty impressed with the improvement. Like I said, also I think putting it in the middle is the best place to put it because those ports are on both sides. The components are actually right behind that speaker as well, so we'll see what happens. But I honestly think it sounds the best in the middle, and then having the 6.5s on each side of it. power horn on top, and I actually do like that improvement as well. Guys, like it is an improvement to do this, but I can't recommend it. Like I said, do it at your own risk for whatever you could damage your amp components and that kind of stuff. Do it at your own risk, do it at your own skill level, but it honestly does improve the speaker. Like I said, I don't know if you heard the end of that song, but literally I could feel the tones in my chest. It was a nice hard punch, not deep bass, but a hard bass punch, which is pretty surprising, which these speakers did not have before. Mid bass and treble only, highs only, and now they actually have a little bit of bass to them. Very impressive, very cool, guys. Wanted to bring you this update. Sorry it's running a little long. You know I like to chat a little bit. But if you guys have any other questions, let me know. I'll do the best I can. Once again, do this at your own risk, to your own speakers, because you never know what could happen to them if you start changing things. So thank you so much, Midwest Raider. Please like and subscribe. The more you guys like, the more you guys subscribe, the more subscribers I get, the more videos I can bring you guys in the future. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. Please share as much as you guys can and get me involved with the DJ community more. I'm trying to bring you as many videos as I can. More videos to come, and we'll talk to you guys later. Midwest Raider, DJ Martini Midwest, DJ Martini Services on Facebook. Thanks, guys. Later.